and welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet & Clank Going Commando! When we last left off, we had managed to beat all of the matches at the Mactar Resort Battle Arena without so much as breaking a sweat, which might have been due to the fact that all the gladiators we fought had been so lax after dealing with so many poor chumps that were untrained and or under-equipped. So that could mean that Chainblade and the B2 Brawler might have been boosting their stats, which is probably why they had really high winning streaks until a certain Lombax and robot came along to whoop their asses. Now, before I head off to Barlow, I thought I'd let you know that some of the commentary for the first few minutes of this video might be a bit off, as I had to redo some of it since it wouldn't have made much sense if I left it in as is, due to it being made before the choice I had made for Part 6. But, alright. Blast off, and away we go. Take me to the promised land of hoverbike races, of high stress. They're high stress, I don't know. But, well, here we are, back again. Nope, one more pass before we are now at Barlow. Oh boy, I can tell you right now, I am not looking forward to this. Oh, jeez. You know, it definitely was a good idea that I decided to leave the hoverbike races and starship challenges off for this video, rather than having them included in the last video, as they would have brought Part 6 to about a little over an hour or so. And the thing is, I have been practicing this quite a bit, and yeah, the amount of time it's going to take for this in particular is definitely going to be like probably 10 minutes. But anyways, let's go ahead and mount up on Bluebell. Almost said Blue Bike, but no, that's the wrong thing. To get us to the race select screen, if we press right on the D-pad, we can select the intermediate circuit, which has the main canyon open, and it also has weapons and turbos available. And of course, this time around, I definitely will be using post-commentary, as I need to concentrate rather intently on this so I don't crash or anything like that. But anyways, enough gabbing, let's go! Now, throughout this race, you will find blue crates with white question marks on them. When run over, they will provide you with a random weapon pickup contained within. However, the first thing we get here isn't a weapon at all. It is indeed the shield, which I'll explain later on what it does, as I can't demonstrate here, unfortunately, though it should be fairly obvious what its function is. By the way, I couldn't find the names of the pickups in the manual, which is kind of a bummer, so I will be calling them by what they do. Like, for instance, with this pickup, which I call the machine guns, that has a limited ammo reservoir represented by the bar in the upper left corner of the screen, which will slowly drain when the fire button is held. When done so, you will shoot out a steady stream of blaster shots that requires a bit of aiming. However, for the homing rockets here, that isn't so much of an issue, because as the name suggests, when launched, it will send out a missile that will fly towards the closest enemy in front of you. Though unlike the machine guns, it only has 3 shots before running dry, so make sure to make them count. And finally, we got the last pickup here, which is the Shockwave. That will unleash a short-ranged wave of deadly lightning that will wipe out all racers in front of you. Though it only has a single shot, so use it wisely, and be advised that it sometimes doesn't work too well on jumps, as it can pass through racers when it should otherwise destroy them. I don't know why that is, oh well. Okay, time to do something that I wish I could have done in the first race, and yeah! Frickin' revenge on the cows! Frickin' honk honk, get out of the way! Though, I would be careful when firing upon the Barlowian Star Beasts, as sometimes they can back up into you at the wrong time, cause you to crash. And the thing to note is that the Shockwave won't take them out in a single shot either. So, and there you get to see me destroy a racer, as well as just how much of a detriment the water can be. Funny enough, in the HD version, sometimes there will be a splash effect that will only go away when you exit the race. Now, when you destroy a racer, it will respawn rather quickly, so just keep on moving. And that's pretty much it for this bit of post-commentary, as I feel that's as much as I can reasonably fit in. Though, with my last bit of advice is that when you're coming up to the field on the 3rd and final lap, just use whatever turbo you have and gun it for the last turbo pickup near the end, so you can shave off a little bit of time so you can just get this race over and done with. But that's pretty much it for me for now, as that's it for this race. Whew! There we go. Managed to do that one. Oh boy. Yeah, not too bad. Got a little sloppy near the end, but all's well that ends well. Anyways, alright, let's go ahead and exit. And now we have the Vukovar circuit open, which has the main canyon and caves open this time. as well as having weapons and turbos available. Alright, let's go, shall we? Okay, and we are off to a bad start, though that isn't going to be a problem since the caves are now open to us, which are highlighted by the light blue lines on the map in the upper right corner of the screen, which, of course, as you can see, also contains the position of where we are in the race, the lap we're on, as well as a radar to where all the racers are. Now, when going through these caves, keep your eyes peeled, otherwise you'll become a smoldering pile of scrap, which is not a very nice outcome. Now, when coming up to the cave, just go through the center, go to the left, then go to the right, and you should be able to hit that turbo, though you may have to slow down, otherwise you might crash into the bridge! Though, thankfully I didn't do that, because if I did so, I would have been pissed. Speaking of the radar, as useful as it could be, taking your eyes off the screen for a split second is not exactly ideal when you're going at high speeds. There you go, first lap done in 44.3 seconds, which I probably could have done a little bit faster if I hadn't messed up at the beginning, but oh well, it's not going to matter because we're going to be taking the real shortcut of this race, which requires you to slow down in order to get to here. When you take this rather handy path, it's, yeah, look at that, freaking pretty amazing there, ain't it? Now, it's thanks to Caprice1996 for letting me know about that particular shortcut, as I never knew about it since I kept blasting my way through, and considering the fact that it's behind what's pretty much a blind corner, can you really blame me? But there we go. Lap 2 complete in 36.6 seconds! If you can use that shortcut in all 3 laps, you should be able to get around 1 minute 48 or even under, though you will possibly have to make sure to hit up all the turbos along the way, as you may end up going short. And right there you get to see the shockwave, and unless you get a situation like I had at the beginning of the race, you probably will only be able to get 2 racers at max, which is unfortunate since you don't get to see an impressive light show, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's it for me, as this circuit is now over. Alright, and we won. Now, if you can complete a race in under 2 minutes 10 seconds, you get a skill point called Speed Demon, which is also a bronze trophy in the HD collection. Oh boy. Now it's time for the kid gloves to come off, as it is now time for the Assault Circuit, which has the main canyon and caves open, weapons and turbos available, and Racer's Attack Ratchet. Oh boy. Now these races make me quite anxious because of that, and, well, I'll just let the future me explain why, but, well, let's go. And hopefully I don't screw up. Alright. Away we go with this pain-in-the-ass track, though it can be made less of an issue if you can get the shield pickups, as they pretty much prevent all the racers from attacking you. So you may want to try and get these as often as you can to make certain situations like getting into this shortcut here a little easier. Now, as funny as this may sound, when you're using that shortcut, you may not want to go too fast, as you want to, like, just slow it down a little bit, and that was a little too close for comfort, I'll have to say there. Because the reason for that is the more racers you leave behind, the more attacks that you're going to be subjected to. Though, as far as I can tell, if you pass by multiple racers at once, is that they won't all gang up on you, nor will they attack you one after the other in quick succession. But if you do see one, just hit them with whatever you got. However, I would suggest saving some ammunition at certain points of the race where you can't move around a whole lot, like at the bridge, for instance. Anyways, time for a carnival of carnage with loads of mayhem as these racers crash and burn gloriously. And that green reticle right there was a racer trying to attack Ratchet. If that thing were to center in on you, it'll turn red, and you will end up getting slammed by a homing rocket, which isn't very nice. Though you can avoid the attack outright by shifting left and right like a madman, but even then, it can be rather inconvenient at times, as you still might crash regardless. And here's the thing, they'll only attack you alone, which is just... why? Stupid racer jerks. Anyways, that's the gist of this race. Though, one last thing I would like to mention is that you gotta be careful of the rocky patches at the grassy field here, as they could ever so rarely send you flying, which was pretty surprising the first time it happened to me. But I wasn't very amused with the end result, I can tell you that much. But anyways, we are finally done here. Oh, dear Lord. Thank God that went without a hitch. Oh, that was just some close calls there, but managed to do it. And now, time for the final race, which is the Expert Circuit. And pretty much it's the exact same thing as the Assault Circuit. And really, there's just not much anything else to really say, so probably might just speed this one up. But if I will, who knows. Anyways, let's go! Yeah, I ended up speeding up this race simply because nothing interesting happened, as it was pretty much like the last one. Though I do have a couple clips that I'd like to show you, with the first one of me messing up the turbo at the start of the race, which caused me to get caught up with the other racers, so I ended up bumping and grinding against them, and it looked kind of silly in my opinion. And then this next one is of me royally screwing up the jump to the shortcut at the end and scraping up against the wall instead of crashing, which was freaking miraculous. But yes, the reason I didn't use that particular take of this race was due to the fact that I didn't like the outcome of it. It was just really sloppy. And apologies for this video being late, as I got a little bit obsessive with the post-commentary, as I didn't want to be an absolute mushmouth with it. And honestly, it's just a pain in the ass when I have to do it. Though that's unfortunately due to the fact that it takes me hours just to do minutes worth of this stuff, but when it needs to get done, it needs to get done. But them's the breaks when you're a bit of a perfectionist, I guess. Well, that's enough for me, as we are now freaking done! Oh, God! That's finally over. It's finally over. Oh, God. Just those... Oh, you stupid racers have to freaking target me like that. It's just... Why must you stress me out? Freaking... Oh, these... It's those freaking races that give me such high anxiety, and doing this as a recording... Ugh. But there we go. Now, I have also seen the rewards that you can get for completing these races over and over, and the minimum that you can get is, for an order of left, or starting from the left all the way to the right, is 250, 250, 350, 450, and then 750. I may just end up doing those, but later. But yes, look at that, 15,000 bolts. Now I can finally stop with those races. Oh, holy freaking hallelujah! Oh God! And now, time to enter our ship. And before I go to the Felton system, I actually would like to go ahead and grab a couple things right at Slimcognito's Ship Shack, which isn't even on the map, as you can plainly see, but anyways, let's go ahead and blast off. And yeah, there are no missions and no bolts we had, because, well, yeah, you'll see why that is. But anyways, enough gabbing on, I'm sorry, I really need to calm down. I'm just overly excited and... Oh, God. Just... No... Oh, my heart is racing. I could just tell you that much. But here we are! And I am now calm. Again. Mainly due to the fact is that I recorded this part of the video long after the hover bike races. As well, I am going to be needing all that composure, which is probably going to go down the toilet right quick on a certain something that I am not looking forward to that's coming up soon. But yes, here we are. Rather a cozy place, the Ship Shack, and of course it's the size of this place, which is why there are no missions or platinum bolts here. And if we look all the way at the back, you'll see that the open vacuum of space is presented to us, and you gotta wonder why Ratchet doesn't have his rebreather on. Maybe there's just some sort of barrier that keeps all the oxygen in from pumps that are in the system. Just stop right there. You're nerding out again. Anyways, let's go ahead and walk under the ship. And I just gotta say that it would be kind of funny if cars in real life had hydraulics that would extend so high that you could just walk under them, and just like there were sensors that would just, so that way it's just like automatic. But that would be kind of pointless, rather silly, but would be kind of amusing, I guess. Now, before I go ahead and activate the vendor, I want to go ahead and go to the Ship Help menu in order to show off the Standard Missile Launcher. Another basic feature of the Star Explorer combat model is the Standard Missile Launcher. This features a targeting system that, when fully locked onto enemies, will activate a homing mechanism in the missiles. The Standard Missile Launcher is also capable of destroying medium asteroids and others... You son of a... Frickin' lost my spot, you sag-nabbit. Standard Missile Launcher is also capable of destroying medium asteroids and other space debris that laser cannons cannot handle. And you gotta wonder why there isn't an option to view the laser cannons or the basic shielding system. Yeah, well, you know, another good thing about leaving these particular challenges in this video off rather than adding them on to rather than having them added to part 6, is so that way I can go into detail, which is what's presented here. And if we go and press triangle, we can now spend our Raritanium to buy things such as the high lift or heavy ordnance wings, which are just only cosmetics. And for 5 Raritanium, it's really not worth it, and considering I only have 29 at the moment, I'd rather not. And the thing is, if you want to get back the standard wings, which is currently equipped on the spaceship, yeah, you'd have to buy those as well. So, no thanks. Next off, we have the paint jobs to the right, with Orxon Green, Bogon Blue, Drex Blackheart, Space Storm, Supernova, and Lombax Orange available to us. Yeah, that looks more like Tiger Stripes, if you ask me. Now, the thing is, if you look at the right of the screen, you can rotate the ship with the right thumbstick, and yeah, you can just get a good look. The thing is, the more skill points you get in the game, and yep, that eventually resets itself, the more paint jobs you'll unlock. And the one that we have currently is called Blargian Red, just so you know. But it's time to finally go ahead and look at the useful stuff here that we have to the left of the wings, though the first one isn't as useful, because it is the Space Warp System. The Space Warp System uses the power of a confined black hole to warp the fabric of space around your ship. The ship can use these warps in space to travel short distances within the sector. Pretty much all it does is that if you were to use this in the Felton system, you would transport from one area to another, and they're all preset, and for 45 Raritanium, that's not really worth it. But also, as you can see there, if I go ahead and do that, yeah, it does indeed change the model of the ship, which is pretty cool. Now, the next thing that's to the left of the Space Warp System is rather useful, as it is none other than the Nuclear Detonation Device. The Nuclear Detonation Device is capable of firing a bomb that delivers a devastating explosion, wiping out any nearby ships or asteroids. Yeah, for 60 Raritanium, oh boy. Definitely going to want to get that later on. And next up, we have the Advanced Shielding System. The Advanced Shielding System provides more power to your shields, giving your ship an extra layer of protection, which, for 20 Raritanium, is actually pretty useful, though I'm not going to get it just yet. And I have to say that once we actually get this thing, the full shield pickups will finally be useful. Next up, we have the Torpedo Launcher. The Torpedo Launcher will allow your ship to fire a series of highly explosive torpedoes at enemy ships. While the Torpedo Launcher is not equipped with a targeting system, its highly explosive warheads can take out many ships with a single shot. Yes, essentially, at the cost of a targeting system, you get more power, which for 10 Raritanium, I guess it's okay, though it's honestly, when things are moving around so fast, it's really hard to get any good use out of them. Next up, we have the Fast Lock-On Missile Launcher for 20 Raritanium. The Fast Lock-On Missile Launcher is an upgrade of the standard missile launcher. It contains a more sophisticated targeting system that can lock onto even the most elusive of enemies at a rapid pace. The Fast Lock-On Missile Launcher also increases the velocity of the missiles themselves, diminishing the time it will take them to reach their targets. Yes, essentially, once an enemy is on screen, bam! It locks on. Next up, we have one of my favorite weapons, which is the Electromine Launcher. The Electromine Launcher launches a mine that emanates deadly tendrils of electricity. Ships passing close to the enemies are zapped into oblivion by the tendrils. Jeez, you've gotten your composure, yet your tongue is still tying up. Ugh. Now, for 10 Raritanium, this is definitely going to be worth it in the long run. But next up, we have, to the left of this, is the Fusion Laser Cannons. The Fusion Laser Cannons are a more advanced version of the standard system included with the Star Explorer. These cannons provide a much more powerful shot, capable of taking out extremely tough enemies. If I had one more, I could have gotten this, but oh well. And finally, we got the Triple Boost Acceleration Engine. The Triple Boost Acceleration Engine is a 3-rockets engine that mounts on the back of the Star Explorer. Its unique cooling technology will allow the ship to move at its maximum possible speed for 3 times the duration the single boost acceleration engine allows. Yep, it's useful. It's going to be useful later on, but I actually don't need it. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Electro Mine Launcher, which will unlock the Mega Mine Launcher. Mega Mines can be carried in this launcher. Much more dangerous than the Electro Mines, the Mega Mines' tendrils are longer and can hit ships from a much farther distance. Yeah, it's... when you get this thing especially, oh boy, things are gonna die. If they're actually nearby it. Anyways, wow, frickin' took 8 minutes. Holy crap. Yeah, this video is gonna reach around 30 minutes. But I thought I'd get all that explanation out of the way. Okay, time to not go to Siberius. I want to go to the Thugs for Less rendezvous at the Felton system. So it's time to finally deal with all those challenges and get it out of the way and get more bolts. More bolts, I say, because, oh boy, I'm definitely going to need them. And anybody who's played this game before probably knows what I'm going for. Okay. Now, the second challenge that we have at the right is to destroy 30 Space Wasps in 2 minutes. Space Wasps have invaded this sector. Destroy them in 2 minutes or less before they can leave the sector. And wait, Wasps? Wasps! Go away. Now let's press triangle and get the mines ready, and how the heck are these things breathing in space? I don't know, it's a game. But yes, there you go. That's the mine launcher, and yeah, this is going to get loud. Now, these guys are really not too dangerous, and also they bleed purple blood. Yeah, we got 15 shots with the mine launcher. Yeah, the Space Wasps don't have much of a attack that's really threatening. It's just only really is an annoyance. But yes, this is why I got the mine launcher, which you gotta wonder how they fit in. Probably just like quantum compression technology, as usual. And now it's time to use the... oh, dang it. I almost wasted more ammo! Okay, come on. Get over here! Yeah, depending on how quick these challenges go, this won't take that long. Though, of course, sometimes it's a bit RNG if the enemies will cooperate. Okay. Yeah, apologies for me constantly firing the lasers like that. It's a bit of a habit. And oh, I managed to get one! I managed to get one of the Space Wasps without even realizing it. Okay. Oh, dang it. Okay, 2 more. Whee! Yeah, this is actually... whoa, jeez! That was pretty close. Okay, where are you? And... gotcha! And we got a partial shield pickup that was pretty much unneeded. There we go! We now earned ourselves 5,500 bolts. Now, for the new challenge, we got to fight the ace thug ships. Only the thugs' best pilots remain. Take out their ace pilots. For 600, 500, this is going to be worth it. And you gotta be careful, as these guys are much more dangerous. Simply because the fact is that they're much tougher, and they have fusion lasers. Oh boy. Yeah, the mine launcher is definitely gonna help soften them up. Though we gotta make sure that they actually don't hit the enemy, as I'd rather have the tendrils just do the work. I'm definitely gonna have to turn the decimals down when this thing's in use. Okay, so far we got 7 remaining. Okay. Come on. Eat it! Yeah, this isn't really too hard. And time to switch to the missile launcher. The thing is, these guys can take multiple hits from these missiles if I hadn't said so before. Oh, did I just get one? I think I did. And, oh, come on here. Come on, you little sausage. And he's dead. Woohoo! That went pretty well. And there we go. And now, it is for the thing that I've been dreading at this particular section of the video, which is the race through the asteroids. Ace Bunyan, one of the galaxy's premier space racers, has challenged you to a race through the asteroid field for 8,000 bolts. Now, before I even attempt this particular race, which I'm probably going to have to retry a couple times, and you'll know when I have to, which hopefully I can do this in this thing. shot. I'm going to have to actually switch out controllers, as the one that I was currently using is a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit too loose on the thumbstick. And of course, I'm going to need all the control that I can get. Now, I will be definitely start using post-commentary for this one. But anyways, here we go. Wish me luck, and hopefully I don't have to restart at the start, because you know what? You'll see why that is. That's because it's a race through rings in space. Oh, joy! And right off the bat, I managed to jinx myself. Frickin' thanks, Bunyan, you jerk! Though you may also have to restart because of the asteroid for frickin' obvious reasons. Now, right out the gate, you're going to want to use up all your turbos so you can get a good head start, and when you're out, you can mash the square button for a rather cheaty technique, which was taught to me by the same person who I thanked before in this video. Do I have to think again? But don't get me wrong, I do know a fair bit about this game, it's just there's only a select few things that I don't know about still. Anyways, when you're navigating through these asteroids, you're going to want to make sure to keep an eye out, as it can be rather easy to crash. You also have to be mindful of these rings too, because not only can their small size be a little bit of an issue, and yes, she said, but their hitboxes can be a little bit finicky at some points, along with the fact that these turns can come off as abrupt in some areas, and if you miss too many rings, you'll lose the race regardless. And right there, the camera automatically levels out, so be prepared for that. Now, another thing that I gotta mention is that if you end up readjusting the ship a little too much, you may end up flying wide of these rings if you're not too careful, which is the reason why I swapped out my controllers, as they are of the third-party variety, so they're a little bit iffy at times, but for the most part, they're pretty serviceable. And, well, that's all there is to this race, and as you can see, Ace Bunyan is well left behind, which is pretty good. Also, this is probably as close as I'm ever going to get to playing that oh-so-gloriously terrible game known as Superman 64. Because no siree Bob am I going to be subjecting myself to that torture. Jeez. Wait, Bob Shipcheck? No, that was the previous game. Anyways, that's it for this race, as right there is the finish line, which, by crossing, not only nets us the 8,000 bolts reward, but also the platinum bolt of this area, which, by the way, can only be obtained if you can fly through all 50 rings without fail, otherwise it will not be there. And considering the fact that I only had to restart this race once right at the beginning, it went rather well, all things considered. But yes, there we go. That is definitely... Sorry, I need to calm down again. But yes, that is finally it. And wow, that's like... Whoa, freaking this segment... It's like over 15 minutes, though you won't actually see that, because I'll probably... I don't know, edit some things out. But yes, finally did it. That was the thing that I was worrying for, but that wasn't all too painful. There we go. And you know, I probably will put in that... I actually think I will leave in that restart, just to show ya. But, yeah, you know what, I think I will leave that mistake in, so you know that I'm not truly perfect, because I am trying to do these all as perfectly as I can. Now, the thing is, when it comes to these races, or not races, these, thank God, let's see, the minimum rewards that you can get for these challenges is 550, 600, 700, and 875. Now, I definitely will be doing these off-screen, and honestly, you know what, I'm going to say screw it to the hover bike races, as I don't need them. But yes, there we go. This video is probably not going to be all that long, but, you know, honestly, I can actually work with that. But yes, finally, it's done. Finally, I can get back on track and stop procrastinating with all this, because, these kind of things, these kind of situations always... Whenever I'm presented with something that I could easily screw up, it just gives me so much apprehension, and I just, like, freeze. But yes, I definitely also... If I can just get a little bit of practice like I had done so with that race, then yes, I can do pretty well. Anyways, enough talking already, as it's time to end it off here. I've been the Northern Star Dragon, and I shall see you in the next video.